All right, something else that developed in the last 24 hours with these Lois Lerner emails. We were told they were all first destroyed. They were all gone, and then they identified, no, they're not destroyed. They're better than 6,400 of them. And then we learned that you might want them, all you can get at, but you're not going to get your hands on them, so the IRS wasn't going to turn them over. And that brought in Congressman Darrell Issa, says, well, you got to turn them over. And here's the battle. And he joins me right now from Washington. Congressman, where do we stand on this and getting your hands on those emails? They're crucial to prove whether Lois Lerner did, in fact, target conservative groups and special tax exemptions that they were seeking, disproportionately favoring more conventional, mainstream liberal ones. But where does this stand?
Well, Neil, we've already established that Lois Lerner criminally attempted to dissuade 501c4s from getting their rightful approval. There's no question about that. These emails are about who worked with her, whether or not her conspiracy is just within the IRS, whether it included people in the White House, and whether and how it included both acting and former commissioners.
But have they told
That's
you
really
no?
What this is all
have
about.
They told you no outright, Congressman? Because one of the things I've heard from the agency is that they're in the process of, and I've never heard this word, deduplicating them. What does that mean?
Well, it means they're lying. Neil, they're just lying. Here's their delay here. They make it a practice to send us endless duplicates. They do not deduplicate. They try, as a matter of fact, they always want to give us the maximum number of pages in order to brag about how much they've given us, even if they are 10 or 20-fold for each full message strain. So the fact is, this is a delaying technique, and it's an outright lie to imply that deduping is ever a practice. Just the opposite. What they do is they deliver everything and let us sort it out. That's a regular practice of not just the IRS, but the entire Obama administration.
Well, you found the same, I believe, Congressman, when you tweet out a photo of the State Department's redacted Benghazi report. I think that included page after page of just blank pages, right?
Absolutely, and this continues in so many areas. There's just been an in-camera review of the State Department's decision to have their own, if you will, weapons and security training facility, where they outright lied about what was in the documents. And yet, even under subpoena, they only delivered them to be looked at in camera because, in fact, what they show is an administration that will publicly say things that simply aren't true. In the case of the IRS, the commissioner has, in fact, been an active part of thwarting Congress's discovery process, and I have no doubt that as we approach the election, they're going to say that now suddenly it's all election politics, when in fact this investigation began before the previous election and has simply been delayed by the Obama administration that hopes to get out of town before the full truth is known.
But eventually truth prevails, or exposure, Freedom of Information Act requests on the part of media organizations get that out there, but it could be years, right?
There's a very clear effort by this administration to conclude their entire time, perhaps pardon people, that's unknown, but it's very clear the Obama administration and Hillary Clinton would like to see all of these investigations stalled until after the outcome of the next election. Certainly for Hillary and Benghazi, that's critical to her plan, and obviously the IRS, something that could go all the way to the White House. There was clearly a lot of activity between commissioners while this was going on. So delaying and denying is important, and I want to give a shout out. The IG4, the TIGTA IG as he's known, Russell George, has taken huge amounts of hammering from all sides, and he's continued doing his job, and I would like to appreciate the fact that he's doing his job. Well, it's very, very clear the administration is still trying to thwart the discovery by Congress and by public sector interest groups under FOIA.
All right, thank you very much. Congressman, of course, IG is the Inspector General. Who's charged to keep track of the numbers and what they're up to. But imagine just submitting a bunch of blank pages. If I had only learned that in college with term papers, here's your term paper. Well,